I think we're good to go now. I think, because again, I forgot to do the stuff off stream that I normally do, and then Crash was in here, and then someone's like, hey, look, Burger King in Estonia has the extra long chili cheese, which it's, you guys, you don't help the problem of not making progress, okay? You don't help. But hey, we might be half decent this year. We'll see. Let's find out if we may indeed be half decent this year. I'm not sure. Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. And we still don't fully have this roster set up yet, which we will get there. What's the regular long one? God damn it. Great question. You'll have to go to Estonia to find out, which in fairness, I've still never gotten to Estonia. I haven't been in Finland long enough to justify taking the ferry over to Estonia. One of these days, though, I might just do that. I might. So, we are still having some parabolas, right? Some parabolas. I think what we're going to do here for this team is I've made a decision. We're going to be a little bit more hands-on with the lineup. I am going to put Herrera back at catcher, but we're going to be playing him as a DH. That way, he's still up to an 84, right? And then that way, for said catchers, we can just have a million bajillion catchers in this organization because that's just where we're at. Although, you know what, Brandon Ramirez, you're going down to single. You're going down to single because you're not very good, and then we'll put you in double, right? So first base is going to be Chunky, but also Brett Beatty. I'm going to put old Bretsky the jet ski over at first base as a backup first baseman behind the Chunkster. That's right. We are officially referring to him only now as the Chunkster. Get on board or don't. That's happening regardless. Oh my God. This situation. This situation. Good Lord for AAA and AA. Yikes. There we go. That'll do. Again, we got a lot of people in the mix at first base because a lot of these guys can't play frickin' defense to save their lives. Even Jack Cerna, who's fast as hell, but can't play too much defense. If he keeps getting better, though, we might move him away from first base. Second base, Tony Gonzalez and former outfielder James Tibbs III. We've moved into second because he's, honestly, I mean, he's decent. He's decent. He'll do. He'll do at that particular base. So we'll have Ozzy Batista in AAA. Juan Bin Cho. We'll see if he gets claimed on waivers. He might. Third base is Garcia and Lombard, which is good. Obviously, again, we're going to have to sign some filler dudes, and we'll get there in a minute. Shortstop, Michael Ciani has been moved from center field to being now the backup shortstop for Jordan Westberg, who is going to be our primary shortstop now, at least in the interim, at least until I trade Luis Garcia. But we're going to see if Luis Garcia can do decently this season. There's a lot. There's a lot that's going to happen with this team. There's a lot that's already happened. There's a lot that's going to continue to happen because that's life. That's what it is. Rod and I shot down in May. You know, he's fucking sang it. You know who I'm talking about. What a guy. Huge hog. So yeah, shortstop. We'll see what happens there, right? Poor Michael Ciani. He wins a gold glove. I immediately bench him, but that's just kind of the way it is. Outfield. You know, they sang the song, Your Love, right? That was the song. They did that one. They did that one. What are we going to do here for the outfield? It is not looking pretty. At least in terms of the depth, it's not that bad. We are going to have to get rid of some guys like Weatherholt and stuff like that, aren't we? They're just not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. But, of course, we did sign Jackson Merrill in the offseason, so that's a big boost. Then we still have Jordan Walker, right? Jeff Ullman is also ready to go at a major league level. We're going to have to make more changes. If Jeff Ullman's ready to go, we want this guy playing full time. He is really more of a corner outfielder. So, again, Tony Gonzalez almost won Rookie of the Year last year. We're going to have to do something dumb. We are going to have to do something dumb. Okay. Well, when I say we're going to have to do something dumb, Ivan Herrera, not the best fielder in the world, not the worst. Obviously, as a catcher, we've played him at first base. Say hello to your new second baseman, Ivan Herrera. Because your new third baseman is Jordan Westberg, and your new shortstop is going to be Jackson Merrill. What was the secondary position? Second and short. Put him for the outfield. There you go. So we're going to have Jackson Merrill at shortstop. Evan Carter is going to center field, while Jeff Ullman is going to head to the left to be that starter. Good Lord, is this a weird situation? So Denoris De La Cruz, you are going to be our primary backup catcher, which doesn't make any sense from a phrasing perspective, but don't worry about it. First baseman is Chunky and Beatty. Right? Right. I'm actually going to send down Pedro Rincon. He's not ready to go. It's just like NCAA. Damn right. Damn right. We'll let Rincon train up a little bit in single A. Second base is now Herrera, Gonzalez, and Tibbs. Meaning somebody's got to go. And it's probably not Tony. We'll probably trade away old Tipster. We'll probably trade away the Tipster. I think his time has come. Third base, we have Westberg, Garcia, and Lombard. Garcia is on an expiring deal. He's probably going as well. That way we'll have Lombard as the backup. Shortstop, Merrill with Ciani. So two center fielders move to shortstop. What could go wrong? Left field is going to be Ullman. And potentially Ibanez as the backup. We'll see what happens. Center field, Alcantara or Weatherholt need to go. And I'm not sure who. We'll see which one it is. And then right field, we have Jordan Walker. And Mark Valley's still there. He's got that going for him. We'll move probably a couple people over. So let's do what we got to do here, shall we? I told you things could get nuts with this lineup. And that is exactly what's happened. God, Brett Beatty's on an expiring deal, huh? I don't think we have to move him, though. He's a decent little backup to have. The Tipster. What can we get for the Tipster? That's question number one. Maybe we combine these guys. I hate that I can only trade 3 players still, but I do have to trade 3 players. So we can use that to our advantage. As long as this game didn't freeze, if it froze, I might cry. Okay, we're fine. So what if we use the Tipster? Luis Garcia's $16 million. God, we're paying him that much. And then Alcantara or Weatherholtz. I mean, it'd be nice to finally have Weatherholt now that he's here, but he'll also have a higher value than Alcantara. So sorry to the Weatherholt, but I think it's time for you to go. Let's see if we can get a good deal for prospects here. Let's see. Like I said, I knew there'd be madness afoot. And indeed there is. When do we move everyone to pitcher every season and hope someone develops a cannon arm? Honestly, not a bad idea. Not a bad concept at all. We are indeed galaxy braining this, but desperate times call for desperate measures because the longer we wait, the more people are going to call for me to trade for Juan Soto. All right, Baltimore is offering a decent starter. Julio Nunez. That's okay. Nothing too crazy, but that's okay. Boston, David Jaquez and Frank Alonso. Ooh. All right, it's Boston right now. That is a nice little deal. Will my fucking mouse work? Oh my god. Yeah, David Jaquez, not bad. Or Omar Cabrera? Pitcher for the Sea Dogs. He's got sweet glasses. What's the opinion on trade logic? I still think it could use some tweaks. Man, Jaquez, I feel like, is going to get obliterated at the major league level, though. Rays have Alden Carnitz? Ooh. Switch hitter. Switch hitter for Tampa. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know if I'd play him at center field, but I like that guy. Edgar De Silva. Alton Hop. Still got nothing special about him. Nolan Ponson. Okay, there's that second baseman, Nolan Ponson. Ooh, the contact against lefties. He's not the best fielder in the world, but he does have that contact going for him. Let me look at Carnitz again. Carnitz, he's got some power. He's got the fielding. He's got the speed. I think I like Carnitz more. Guards, Milton Romero. I really don't need another catcher. Eddie Feliz. I really don't need another catcher. But he looks like a really good one. Shit. Oh man, he looks really good actually. He's got the contact. He's got a strong arm. Dude, Eddie Feliz might be the best option. Hello. Anthony Hood. He's got the velocity at least. And then Ray McCarty behind him. Okay, we're going to get a good return here. Pretty much no matter what direction we look at. Jerry Benson. Damn. We are essentially giving up 3 major league roster players in this potential deal. So, I mean, it makes sense we'd get back something good. Wasn't Hood a good player we missed on from last year's draft? That is the second guy, because Baltimore had somebody named Hood that was traded for, not Henderson, but the other dude. Let's see. Forrest Fleming. He's a good fielder. He is a good fielder. Not the best bat, but 20 A and a 69. God damn. And also, Henry Marcello. Damn good fielder as well. Damn. Fleming and Marcello is a hell of a deal. Miami is cooking. Phillies. Johan Valdez, Quiones, and Eddie Alonso. Alonso sucks. Antonio Franco? No. Boris Walker. Leonardo Calderon. I don't know if anyone's beating that deal from Miami. I don't know if they are. Ryan Valley and Mariano Delgado. Hugh Murphy. Can anybody beat that deal? I don't think they can. An A potential prospect in Fleming and the B as well from Marcelo is looking really good. We might help out Miami in terms of trying to build up a little bit. I guess technically this deal as well, but McCarty's trash. Jerry Benson, but there was really nothing else in it. We have ourselves a deal. Forrest Fleming and Henry Marcello. So Fleming is really good. The arm leaves a bit to be desired. a lot to be desired, actually. But he does have time to be trained up. So we could put him, in center. And then Marcelo, honestly, like third base. Train him up there. He's got a really good glove. He's not the fastest, but that could work really well. So Tibbs, Garcia, Weatherholtz. We'll see you later, fellas. You're off to Miami. That is a done deal for us. Henry Marcelo, we are going to move you. Start training you up as a third baseman. And then Fleming. I'm going to train you up as a center fielder here. Because, yeah, he looks really good. So back to this. Catcher is good. Air quotes. First base, Harrison Beatty, good. Second base, Herrera, Gonzalez. We'll have Batista, and then obviously we got to see what happens with Cho. Westberg and Lombard at third. And Marcelo's already looking really good. Maryland Ciani at shortstop. Tulabit's behind him. Left, we know that Ullman is going to be added to the 40-man. Going to compete with Ibanez for that spot. Let's see. What else can we do here? Alcantara and Carter. I don't even know if Alcantara is going to make the team. So Walker, Carter. Can Alcantara be sent down? No. Can Ibanez? No. Ibanez has a decent bat. What does Alcantara have? Decent fielder. Let's see what we can get for Kevin Alcantara as well. I don't know if we'll get much. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I need to pair him with anybody else, because we have some pitchers that might have to go as well. So yeah, Kevin Alcantara, he's probably out. Before we sim a couple of days to see if there's anyone that we're going to lose on waivers. Scouts haven't been affected. That's good. As I said, this is normally stuff I do off stream, but I totally forgot. And honestly, it's probably for the best that I didn't because of the amount of trades. We did move some people around again. So we have Swanger and Hooper, both listed as closers. None of these relievers I necessarily want. I think at the major league level, at least, with the amount of starters that we have, we are going to have to implement a 70 overall stamina minimum. That does mean that Eric Goodson is going to have to switch. But that, I mean, granted, you could make the exception. But yeah, like Jesus Gonzalez, 60 stam, we need people to be set up as relievers here. Obviously, they might end up being long relievers. But yeah, sub 70 stam, you're going to relievers here. Because we have pretty much no choice. So, we'll see. And if it ends up looking like our starting rotation's affected that heavily, maybe we'll make some exceptions. But yeah, we need some pitchers that can be relied upon to actually get some innings under their belt. Let's see. Munoz. Let's move you over. Saw Brian Campbell on the RJ Hamburger today. Dear God, RJ got sent to another player. I have no idea what you're referring to, given that those players don't play anymore. So what the hell did I miss? Oh, never mind. It took a second. I remember the hit now. It took a second. But I'm there. Honestly, a lot of these guys, sub 70 stamina, are over the age of 25 anyway. Yeah, I mean, now we're down to 24 starters. We also have Tink Hentz, who is just missing the cut. So Hentz, Hers, and Goodson would all end up being relievers, and to be honest, we need them. I want to see what it looks like. Even if it means like the overall for the starting rotation looks like trash, I'm okay with it. Whoops. Especially because it means Quinn Matthews might end up being the ace, which is a bit scary. Wow, yeah, Lude, look at that. Tink Hence dropped 9 points. You had hers down to a 74. Goodson dropped like 10 overall. Jesus. Okay. That's a little bit rough. The rotation isn't god-awful, but man, those rating drops are crazy. Those ratings drops are crazy. So you could argue whether or not it's worth having those guys as starters again, but yeah, as a reliever, they're apparently awful. Wow. Let's see. So, I mean, Tink drops off the face of the earth. So does Reverse. Wow. Do we care that much about overall rating, though, is the question. Like I said, I mean, I care more about the individual attributes for a lot of these guys, you know? But depends on how much we care about their development. I mean, Goodson's a tough one. Hence is almost at a 70 stamina. So, can make them starters again, then trade for relievers. That's true. It is true. I think Goodson, at the very least, at 22, is an interesting one. He did only pitch 121 innings last year. I think he got sent down, though, right? So really quickly, if we were to judge this, Bill Ullman is ready to go as well. Roshik, we'd send him down. Ethan Pecco. I mean, that is still a lot of guys that are worthy of a spot, including some of our younger pitchers. So, I mean, just based off of ratings, we could move Hence, Hers, and Goodson back. I'm not really too worried about Reverse. But yeah, I mean, technically our bullpen could just be made up of a crap load of starters, you know? It could just be made up of a crap load of starters. And that might be for the best. So it was worth experimenting around. We'll say 60 stamina or more is fine for a starter. But yeah, we're going to have to move on from some starters for sure. Even some of these guys that we're moving back, we have some more trades coming. We have finally, this is essentially a trade deadline before the trade deadline. Like, we have hit the log jam of talent, which is good. But it does mean it's time to start recycling some of these guys out for some other prospects. But yeah, I didn't realize the relief situation was going to be that interesting. And by that interesting, I guess you could say dire. And I probably wouldn't disagree because, yeah, we don't have that many natural relievers. Not that we didn't go for people in free agency last year, because we did. Let's see. Chris Silva, you're over a 60. To be fair, none of the pitchers could actually pitch last season. That's true, too. Jimmy Nunez, we'll move you back over to starter. Why not? Torero at a 52, for me, that's too low. That is too low. He might look better as a starter, but that's pretty rough. So yeah, I mean, the rotation with these guys in the mix looks a hell of a lot better, don't you think? Hell of a lot better. But that does leave us with only 2 natural bullpen arms. So we do have a choice to make about who stays and who goes. So let's take a look here. So Jonah Tong, you're going down. You're not going to make it. Rodri Munoz isn't going to make it regardless. Takoa Roby's not going to make it. Sam Reverse is not going to make it. So in terms of these guys that are ready to go, This is where the cuts are going to show up. So Ullman absolutely makes it in. This guy's our future ace. McGreevy, very much on the cut line. Sposato, spot secured. Absolutely spot secured. Cooper Herp, in trouble. Gordon Graceffo, in trouble. James Bond, probably safe. Probably safe. Then there's Bobby Miller, Tink Hentz, Quinn Matthews, and Harris. We will say that we're holding on to Eric Goodson because the guy's only 22, right? So we got that going for us. So yeah, guys like McGreevy, Herp, Graceffo, they're cooked. They don't have a hope in hell of making it. We got to see what happens with the waivers. I don't think we lost anybody. So let's see. McGreevy, Graceffo, Herp. Let's see what we can get for you. Now, we could look for Major League ready. But again, I think we're going to have enough starters that are going to be in the bullpen. You know? I think it is probably still best to look for prospects. But let's check MLB ready. Probably need to do this... We're starting pitcher drafted last year, mate. Yeah. I mean, again, we're at the point now where certain players, it's just, you know, we could have let them go for nothing. Now we're at least trying to get something for them. Goodson with that 10 ERA in spring training scares me, rightfully so, but we're definitely going with them. We're going with them. But, all right, let's see what potential deals we get here. McGreevy, Graceffo, and Herp. Herjerpe? Who's to say? Who is to say? Please don't tell me that you froze. Now that we said no to Juan, can we say yes when Judge pops up? No, because we don't need him. Oh, please don't tell me that you froze. That would be a disaster if this froze right about now. Hello? 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 Uh-oh. I don't know the last time I saved. There is a chance that this is frozen. A very good chance. Oh, no. Not like this, please. It might be a long road to the show night at this point. Oh, my God. Ugh. I hate to say it, everybody. It looks like the game is frozen, and I don't know how much time we just lost. At least we know our general game plan of how we're setting up this team. Oh, thank you. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology. Let's go. Okay. Cade Povich? Jesus. How much is he making? Wow. Okay. Save right now. Well, I can't because then we'll have to load up all the trades again. So I literally can't. And the only reason it would have frozen was because of the trades. So Baltimore offering Cade Povich, which is actually outstanding. I mean, in terms of the, like, overall. Dude, he had a 2.82 ERA last year. Jesus. And then Greg Welsh, another promising reliever. I mean, that is a really, really good trade from Baltimore. Wow. That's a really good trade from Baltimore. Red Sox are offering Christian Campbell and Sedan Rafaela. The thing is, we do not need either of them. We don't need either of them. I have nowhere to put them in the lineup. We already have a starter in every position. So we're primarily looking for pitching in return here. Again, Roman Anthony, not so much. Not that Omar Cabrera wouldn't be a hell of a pickup, because he would be. The per-nines are a bit rough. But, again, Greg Welsh being a big part of the return for Baltimore, that's very promising. Again, I wouldn't have anything I could even do with Roman Anthony. So, Ray is offering Corey Seager, Trevor Harrison, no thank you. Dylan Lusko, Brendan Taylor, no thank you. Jose Barrios, Trey Morgan, yeah. I mean, again, I really like that Omar Cabrera one's nice, but God, the outfield, we're already stretched so thin. Bieber, Madison Barger, Dalton Varsho. That Baltimore deal is looking real nice. White Sox, Jesus Luzardo, Noah Schultz, Kyle Teal, Pete Vento. Guards offering shortstop Bryant Humphreys and Chase DeLauder. Thing is, I'd probably move him to second. But that is an interesting one. That is an interesting one, but I think we'd go with the closer instead. And Travis Bonanza. Not going to happen. Royals, no. Twins, no. And no. Astros, Gleyber Torres, no. Angels, nope. Dimma, I'm enjoying it a lot. Still some intrigue about the trade offers that you get and see on some occasions. But Nate Keith, he's got 2 first names. 19 being a set. Ooh. That's an interesting one. From the Rangers, Nate Keith. Now, it does just add to the pitching problem, but damn, he looks promising. Also Adam Towers. William Garlobo, he's already 25. Cam Kiminity and Brian and Los Angeles. Los Angeles, not that bad. Caminiti, he's not going to cut it. Marlins, Clifford Cornell. Dude, we put that guy at third base. He's going to destroy worlds for years to come. Miami is willing to move on from prospects. And we might have to seriously consider Clifford Cornell. They're also offering up Agustin Ramirez at catcher, who is in the last year of his deal. We have more options here than what I would have thought. DeVries, of course, who we traded before. Jonathan India, Like, if we're going to take on a player, it needs to be a guy like this who's going to be a stud for years to come, who we have contract control over, as opposed to $28 million of Dylan Cease, although... So about that ace of the pitching staff, by the way. Could be Dylan Cease. And Max Anderson's just kind of a dude. Although if we got Povich from Baltimore, we'd also get that closer. Engine Clifford, not so much. No Juan Soto trade offer. Hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it. Let's see. Phillies, Carlos Hernandez at third. I mean, the other guy. I'd have to move this guy to first because he can't field worth a damn. Johan Valdez, we got better offers from other teams. Sammy Diaz, the guy's better. We got to see some high ratings or A potentials at this point. I mean, Brian Abreu would accomplish the goal of getting an unbelievable reliever, but he's got 1 year left on his deal. So in terms of like the biggest need that we actually have, that Cincy trade for Brian Abreu hits the mark. And again, this is the MLB ready players. We didn't even look at prospects, so who knows what we could actually get. But as much as I'm interested in that Brian Abreu deal, that Miami deal is nuts. Ted Samuel, no thank you. Jordan Lawler, no thank you. Alexis Alonso. Uh-huh. Well, I will say, I still don't like the AI trade offers. There's no way I should be able to get a guy like this for 3 low-end starters. There's no way. But it is a video game in which in a mode in which we were going to take a look around and see how this game worked this year. Honestly, this offer here, David Valito and Christian Javier is not that bad either. But I mean, there's just no denying, like, this trade for Alonso is the best of the bunch. Like, there was that deal for Cornell on Miami, but... Well, actually, in fairness, Cornell, 19B and a 79? Obviously, this guy's 22A and a 78. So is it the best offer? Because he is already 22. Did he win Rookie of the Year? Yes. Yes, he did. So in real life, the Rockies afraid to pay him. Okay, if we take Alexis Alonso, then we're in trouble in terms of having to trade an outfielder that we already have. If we take the Miami deal, we do still run into trouble first base, third base. We run into a lot of trouble, actually. A lot. Bagel, what's going on, dude? How are you? If we take the Texas offer, we do get an outstanding young starter, who I think will have some growing pains, though. Or there's the Baltimore deal, in which we get Cade Povich for the rotation, with 2 arbitration years left, and reliever Greg Welsh, who's not quite ready for prime time, but he's close. Damn. Trade Walker. Well, Jordan Walker does get the rest of this year to figure out if he's actually capable of being the guy. I mean, Cade Povich does help that rotation. It does mean one more pitcher will have to move out. Povich's spot would probably be confirmed. Texas again, 19 being a 76. I mean, Welsh isn't bad. I mean, Povich and Welsh, it's pretty good. What do we get if we search for prospects outright? A scary proposition if these deals get pulled off the table is what we get. But I'd like to think at least one deal involving those players would still be there. But also, it might take forever to load up the offers that are going to be there. That Rockies deal, man. Alexis Alonso. Corner outfield's perfect for him. Povich is only signed for this year. It just feels wrong to take Colorado's Rookie of the Year, though. Fucking idiots. I don't care how bad your rotation is. You're not that desperate for help. You're not that desperate. And then Cornell on Miami. Still got a lot of time left, too. 20 being a 79. Colorado's the pitcher graveyard. You're not wrong. If we take Alexis Alonso, Puts us in a rough spot for the outfield. But we can also just kind of deal with that issue. You know? We can deal with it. But it is Walker or the other young prospect that gets traded. In fairness, the other young guy's a 75. So we could send him down for the rest of the season until we know if Jordan Walker is going to get paid. Thank you, Colorado. Done deal in that instance. Done deal in that instance. If they're going to be that dumb, we'll take it because we have other deals that we can potentially do here. But yeah, if we dropped, I'm going to save. Calm down. Because Alcantara is already getting dealt. So if we have Walker, Carter, Ibanez, Ullman? Well, Alonso. So then we just send down Jeff Ullman. For the start of the season. We go Alexis Alonso on the left. Ibanez is the fourth choice. Because we could probably get more out of... Actually, in fairness, Ullman could just be the fourth choice, and then he becomes a part of the rotate... or I guess the starting three if we need him. I mean, technically I wasted a send down, but that's fine. So Ibanez and Alcantara are going to get flipped. Okay. Still, dude, we're up to fourth ranked. It is the, spring training period, but still. Okay. Let me save. I wanted to load in and try to freak people out. Did it work? Let me know. I hope it worked. Skeens will be a Yankee? Not in this timeline. Not in this timeline. All right. So trades. Alcantara, Ibanez, and then one of the starters has to go. One of the other starters. So between Bond, Miller, Hentz, Matthews, and Hers. Bond... He's not bad. He's still young. Bobby Miller's got a year left. How did Bobby do last year? 4.87 ERA. He's also 30. It would save us some money to get rid of him now. DJ. How did DJ do last year? A 3.92 ERA, a 4.52 FIP. Honestly, though, if we put DJ in this trade, there's more trade value in it. Not that Bobby Miller won't be dealt, but for this particular trade, let's put DJ on the chopping block here because we will get more value back in the deal. Depending on what's out there. Type of players would you like to include in the trade? Oh, fuck. We might as well see MLB ready what's out there, right? It might take a while to load. But we'll see. We'll see. Hers, Ibanez, Alcantara. Technically 3 major leaguers. Yeah, I mean, our budget right now is, got $70 million in space. We're not desperate to get rid of Bobby Miller. But it also depends on what we can bring back in a potential trade here. So, we'll give it a minute to load, and we'll see what else we can do. We know certain players have to go. So, is there anybody we need to pay this offseason? Jordan Walker's the biggest one. And then obviously Matthews, Hentz, like those guys are around the age now where they are going to want to get paid. So we'll see. But yeah, this will take a minute to load again. Fun fact, I remember doing this on the a 3-piece trade offer on the Switch, and it would always crash the game because the Switch didn't have the processing power. Have the Mets acted like the Mets? If you mean by that that they are trying to trade Juan Soto because he's too expensive, then yes. If that's what you mean, then yes, absolutely, the Mets are being the Mets. Oh, the loading. The loading. There we go. Jesus. That's what I meant about using DJ Hers. Chris Karowski. Beast of a closer. I still don't know how I feel about the trade offers, really. I mean, this one, I guess, makes some sense. But yeah, Baltimore offering up the closer. Chris Karowski. I cannot imagine us taking anybody else here. I mean, like Povich and Welsh is another offer still there. Could technically get us a better starter and still a decent reliever. But, again, we need relievers more than anything right now, and Karowski provides that. We'll still do our due diligence here. Like, David Jaquez isn't bad at all, but that Baltimore offer is going to win. I can tell you that right now. Like, even Murray Sampson for the Blue Jays, great player, right? We almost drafted him. But this team is ready to make that playoff push. And there is... Right now, I'm pretty much just looking for A potential players, by the way. There is that one offer from Baltimore, which is perfect for what we need. Scar Lobo wasn't good enough. It's too old. Yeah, that's a deal with Baltimore. It's got to be. And the fact that we send these guys over to the AL. Robert Compton, Ryan Pearson, not necessarily bad, but yeah, that is a done deal. Chris Karowski and Vance Honeycutt are in. Honeycutt with that fielding, but that speed, honestly, might move him to like shortstop. And then Karowski, yeah, he's fine. Done deal. Done deal on that one. I knew a new trade finder only, but why not find a package for Povich and Karowski? You answered your own question. I like using the trade finder. So yeah, now we got Swanger, Karowski, Hooper, and we still have a couple of starters to move out here. So again, catcher is Salas and De La Cruz. Harrison Beatty at first base. That way Chunky's playing. We put Herrera at second with Gonzalez as cover. Westberg and Lombard at third. Merrill, Ciani at short. You got Alonso, Ullman, Carter. Again, Honeycutt. I liked you better as a shortstop. He's not bad as a shortstop either, but he is going down. But yeah, Alonso, Ullman, Carter, and Walker. And if Jordan Walker can't cut the mustard, he gets traded before the deadline. And that makes room for the younger players that we have to step in. So I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Dukrowski or Swagger had the stamina. So I'm perfectly fine with leaving them as actual closers just because they have super high hits and K per 9. Well, Hooper, not super high, but I mean, he can develop into it. Doesn't make too much of a difference from my experience of having them like actually listed as relievers. I'm not even necessarily doing it off of stamina. Because, I mean, yeah, otherwise we'd probably have to do like sub 30 stamina. Like Chris Bonds has 18 for fuck's sake. So, I mean, technically we could set it up that way. Walker has 2 to 3 months to prove himself, correct. All right, one last look here to see if we are good with the pitchers that we have. So that's the 3 there. And technically, we have room for 2 more people on the roster. And it won't come from position players. So we can still look to flip a couple of natural starters for actual relievers. Or we just call up like Rashik and Reverse and just let them be bullpen arms. By the way, Choo Choo is getting better, for those who were asking about him earlier. Are there any free agent, like, natural relievers out? Okay. That answers that question. Hoffman, Gratterall, Ginkel, Holderman. Hoffman's 37. Gratterall's only 31. If we go Gratterall and Contreras, they shouldn't plummet in rating. Gratterall wants a 5-year deal, which is not going to happen. But we do have the money to spend to bring him in. And we'll also bring in Contreras and do the same thing. Add a few years. Fuck you. Sign the contract. There you go. I knew I had the money to just brute force him. So. All right, but that way, Contreras, Gratterall on the roster. So then technically 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, that works. That works. I'm good with it. I am good with it. I might slightly change up reliever closer, but if we sim a day, the Chris Karowski deal, the Alexis Alonso deals were viewed as big deals. It puts our rotation as Goodson, Matthews, Hentz, Miller, and Sposato, with Bond and Ullman as long relievers, Gratterall, Contreras in the pen, Karowski, Hooper, and Swanger are also in the mix. That's not bad. Imagine we had been able to sign Paul Skeens. Lineup. It puts Brett Beatty in against righties, but Chunky in against lefties, which I don't totally hate. Puts Gonzalez in a DH as well, which I probably don't want. Although Gonzalez is amazing against righties. So yeah, righties is Gonzalez, Alonso, Herrera, Carter, Merrill, Westberg, Walker, Beatty, and Salas. Lefties, we have Ullman, Alonso, Herrera, Carter, Harris, Westberg, Merrill, Lombard, and Salas. I don't hate it. Scout noted. Although it does sit Jordan Walker against lefties, but to be honest, yeah, he has 39 contact against lefties. So, but that gives us a good amount of depth. The lineup, I mean, Merrill, Westberg, Carter. It's not bad. We're listed as the 5th ranked team right now. How much that happens to be true, I don't know. Do still have to sort out triple and double really quickly, but I don't hate the way that looks. Let's see. We need a couple of rando first basemen in here that I can just send down. Hopefully I don't have a ton of time. You sign the deal. Sign the deal. Sign the deal. You fuck, put a quarter in your ass. You played yourself, buddy. Koopa. Sign Koopa. And this dude as well. Why not? Bring him in. So first base. Let's see. Based off of prospects. I did not mean to sign that many first basemen. We had way too many. Whoops. The hell was I looking at? I went first base, not second. I'm a mess. You know what? That's fine. I'll pay the stupid tax. Go ahead and give me some money. There you go. Free money for you. We'll pay the stupid tax on that one. My bad. My bad. All right, let's see. So AAA, we need someone below a 73. So the Aussie's the starter. Jeff McNeil, I can't send down. Let's do Quinn McDaniel. And then AA, someone below a 71. Let's do that guy. There we go. Now we're back on track. Have I mentioned today has been weird? Have I mentioned that today has been weird? Third base, we just need someone below a 64, so hopefully Villarreal. is the starter in double. But we also don't want someone who's complete trash. That way, if an injury happens or something like that, those teams might still be half decent, you know? Let's get old Zap Brannigan in there. Shortstop, we have Honeycutt and Tulibits. Honeycutt is just a random, of course, that random dude that we happen to bring in. We're going to put him in double and have Tulibits in triple. So we can go. Let's see. Anybody below a 69 overall? This guy. Never mind, he wants 5 years. Cruz. Congratulations. And then honestly, double A, it can be anybody because I don't even need Honeycutt to be the starter. Just give me somebody that I can send down without having to worry about them getting claimed on waivers. And somebody that doesn't want a 5-year deal. Thank you. There we go. So, shortstop. Honeycutt, Tulibits. I'll put this dude down in double. As far as the outfield is concerned, can we have our 4 there? 1, 2, 3. We might as well use who we have. Let's go with Cloven in AAA. And then double is 1, 2, 3. Let's go with Timmy Tebow. Double A ball, Timmy. Congratulations. You've made it. Double A ball for nepotism. We signed Merrill as a free agent. But yeah, instead of having him in center, I really needed him at shortstop. So, all right, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. So, AAA. Let's see what we can do here for these ratings. Let's see if we set this up based on how they might perform. Shout out to Not Serps, I imagine. Let me know if I'm completely wrong, but thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome to a crap load of roster management. More than I typically like to do on stream, but again, I forgot to do this off stream. But with the amount of trades we've made, trying to do this off stream and recapping all of it would have been a nightmare. Would have been an absolute nightmare. So I think this worked out pretty well. I think so. All right, so we got too many people down in double, which is fine. It's just the pitchers. So let's see. We got this guy who's at a 60. You're going down to single A. You're going down. You're going down. And you are going down. And there we go. 26 across the board. We will sim to the start of the regular season. We are listed as now the 10th ranked team in baseball. Again, rotation of Goodson, Matthews, Hentz, Miller, and Sposato, with Bond and Ullman getting experience as long relievers. Gratterall, Contreras, Karowski, Hooper, and Swanger leading the way for the bullpen. And then lineup-wise, changes a little bit depending on the handedness of the opposing pitcher. But it is the strongest team we've had so far, easily. We still have a good mix of some of the guys that have been here for a long time, and a lot more of the youth working their way into the lineup, along with the big free agent signings of Merrill and Westberg to hopefully push this team over the edge. But again, guys like Jordan Walker, this is your last chance. We need a dynamite season, because I am not going to pay you an absurd amount of money if you do not still show that you can take that next step up. So this is a big season for us. A big season for a lot of the individuals. We'll see what happens.